ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 10, text number 5. This is the chapter about the deliverance of Yamalarjuna tree, who were cursed to become tree, were the sons of Nalakuber and Mani. Nalakuber and Mani, the sons of Kuber. Right. So, misusing the opportunity. Kuber is generally a yaksha. Yakshas and Rakshasas are not favorable to Krishna, But within their family, devotees can appear, who can change every situation upside down. So, Kuber is a very well celebrated personality who serves as the not accountant but treasurer of the demigods. He serves in kingdom of Indra. Keeps every accountability. And he has two sons who were also privileged to be counted amongst the demigods, even though they were yakshas. But whatever is ingrained in the blood, the blood is coming from inheritance, not directly from father, but from grandfather and everything. So they did not fit into the categories of demigods, but yet they had a privilege. So they were much more obsessed with material opulence as well as sense gratification. Anyway, in today's text, Yadrachaya cha devarshi bhagavan statra kaurava apashyan narado daivo kshibano samabuddhyata. Yadrachaya cha devarshi bhagavan statra kaurava apashyan narado devo kshibano samabuddhayat. Yadrachaya, by chance, while wandering all over the universe, Cha and Devarishi, the supreme saintly person among the demigods, Bhagavan, the most powerful, Tatra, there, where the two sons of Kuber were enjoying life. Kaurava, O Maharaj Parikshit, apashyat, when he saw Narada, the great saint, Deva, the two boys of demigods, Kilbishav, Kshibano, with the eyes maddened with intoxication. Samabudhyata, he could understand their position. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Maharaj Parikshit, by some auspicious opportunity for the two boys, the great saint Devarshi Narad once appeared there by chance. Seeing them intoxicated with rolling eyes, he could understand that situation. It is said, sadhu sanga, sarva shastra koy, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoy. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, 54th verse. Wherever Narad Muni goes, any moment at which he appears is understood to be extremely auspicious. It is also said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the universe, entire the universe. Some of them are being elevated to upper planetary systems and some are going down to the lower planetary system. Out of many millions of wandering lives and living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 19th chapter, 151st verse. Narada appeared in the garden to give the two sons of Kuber the seed of devotional service, even though they were intoxicated. Saintly persons know how to bestow mercy upon the fallen souls. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshulmilitanjena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai. Yadrachaya cha devarshi bhagavanshtatra kaurava apashyat narado devo Kshibano Samabuddhyata. O Maharaj Parikshit, by some auspicious opportunity for the two boys, the great saint Devarshi Narad once appeared there by chance. Seeing them intoxicated with rolling eyes, he could understand their position. A pure devotee, Sri Narad Muni, the extent of purity cannot be calculated, otherwise how they could say that Narad Muni realized the position of these two intoxicated uh, uh, boys of the Devas. As I said before, they were given the position of Deva even though they were born in Yaksha family, as well as their father, prestige was so much in service of the demigods as a Kuber, Dhana Kuber, right? So, even though they do not deserve to be demigod, but yet they were promoted as demigods. The mercy is there at several levels. Now, but a pure devotee is not merciful on a physical or material level. He doesn't have to do anything to show the mercy on a material level, physical level, the position level. Who is he? Where one becomes merciful because by position, then there will be misuse of such position, and then who will be responsible? The merciful? Narad Muni is a pure devotee. He is beyond this discrimination. A pure devotee understands the position without any, simply by external features. But yet, the real mercy will come in disguise. So, where the understanding about the mercy lies depends upon the qualification of the recipient as well as the benefactor. Beneficiary and both the qualification we have to see, they are completely antagonistic. Devotees are generally, the demigods are generally devotees of the Lord. They are working on His behalf. And when they get intoxicated, then they disqualify and they are punished. When anybody usurps such position by birth or by influence of the parentage or whatever it is, they have to show the character of devotee. When they misuse this opportunity and abuse that position, the sons of demigods, Nal Kuber and Manigriv, both were offenders. Offenders. So therefore, a pure devotee like Narad doesn't have to inquire, hey, what are you doing? He doesn't have to inquire anymore. He understands the position. He doesn't have to confront them. Neither he has to show disgust upon them. He is aloof. But he gives a curse. But that is beneficial benediction, that we know the story. But here the occasion of once upon a time when they were intoxicated by providence, that the Narad Muni stumbled upon them when they were intoxicated. So, circumstances do not play any importance. Nandakan, generally the demigods come to the base of this Aloka Parvat, the Mandara Parvat, and enjoy Nandakana. This is a similar situation with Mandakini Ganga. Mandakini Ganga is very fierce. At Dev Prayag, she meets with Alakananda and then becomes Ganges. This Mandakini Ganga is very forceful, but yet on the side or the bank of Ganga, the flow generally do not become so rapid because it is a kind of lake being formed there. Here also, Kaliyada was a lake. Daha means lake, but the Yamuna is flowing. But Kaliya, resided there. So that is the kind of lake. So in that beautiful lake, there are so many gardens type of atmosphere. And even though the significance of the river may not be understood by envious serpent like Kaliya, or those who are envious non-devotees, they may abuse the importance of the place even. So, these two boys were enjoying sense gratification. Their eyes were rolling by intoxication. They were naked. Such description will come. They were naked. Means no sense of discrimination between a civilized person for the pursuit of higher emancipation, pursuit of, better life in the future. From the demigods they can be elevated to higher and higher realms of responsibility. It is not without responsibility. Those who are irresponsible tend to get sense gratification. So in this way, we see that Narad Muni was so much understanding the depth of simply by looking. Nobody has to narrate. Narad Muni, please excuse them or this. There is nobody coming to interfere with them between the pure devotee like Narad Muni and this intoxicated, celestial Jagai and Madai. What to speak? Nobody can, react or overreact with such situation. A devotee should be very steadfast because he is resolved in Krishna consciousness. He is not overreacting. With a steady composure, easy way, smilingly giving me curse. Otherwise they deserve violent action. As a reaction of getting intoxicated breeds into violence. Narad Muni doesn't do that. So it shows the ideal character of a devotee. What kind of internal composure he has to cultivate to this so-called, what we call, anti-elements in Krishna consciousness. Rebellion, of power, misusing the power, political maneuvering, and so many things. If one wants to remain advanced or make an advancement, then they are told to tolerate these inconveniences because Srila Prabhupada is putting up the best of his well-wishing in this movement. So we need to learn. Even the Srimad Bhagavatam is this transcendental science of Krishna consciousness, exemplifying, so we can understand easily by such characterization of Narad Muni and these two intoxicated boys. So an occasion or an incident that is occurring cannot be said to be accidental. It's not an accidental. Because there is a purpose which will be revealed in the actions, and a proper rectification can be given to. So the idea is that that this occasion, as it said, that yadrachaya means by chance. Ichha is there, and can ichha happen by chance? Desire. Upon his own independent desire, Narad Muni was moving around. Arre Baba, whose independent desire the devotee has to move around? It's Krishna's desire. Yadrachaya. Yad means indicative to that personality. We may say that yes, Narad Muni's own independent desire. But that is not. A devotee does not move with an independent desire. There is a purpose, and there is an what we call an order behind it. Yadrachaya, spiritual master's desire, the devotee or disciple should move around and preach. That is yadrachaya. But it is said by chance. But the chance, is there any chance to be taken for granted that by chance we may go back home, back to Godhead? Is it by chance activity? Then it's not by chance activity. It is well planned. Krishna consciousness means Krishna's plan. Krishna's consciousness. Well planned. It's not your consciousness or my consciousness. But Prabhupada's consciousness is quite, parallel to Krishna's consciousness. So, quite, in unison, without any tangent or this. Prabhupada had never conceived the plan of the society called ISKCON. It all manifested. You read Lilamritam. Prabhupada was only confirmed in total surrender to Lord Krishna through his Guru. And that surrendering process was not complicated. Prabhupada wanted him to preach in English and spread Krishna consciousness. If you have money, print books. These are the simplest order. Not difficult to carry out, but it all were saturated with Krishna's plan. So we depend upon cultivation of that consciousness. It is not by chance that you are all here joining the Krishna conscious movement. We are all here out of love of Srila Prabhupada and maintaining this beautiful temple of his desire, even in worst of Corona time. It's not by chance. But out of love of Srila Prabhupada, we are all here, glorifying Krishna the way he taught us. But it is for our own saturation of understanding. We must become serious in the time of, say, what we call trying times. And as the opportunity comes, move on. Right? This is the importance. So, nothing is happening by chance. But that chance is Krishna's plan that will be unfolded soon. When there is no personal agenda, there is no personal agenda, a devotee should not travel and preach. A sannyasi is not supposed to travel and preach on personal agenda. So, this particular occasion is also called Daiva Yogena. Daiva Yoga. It's already is in connection with the divine. That's how the sadhu will become effective in preaching and spreading, contributing to Krishna consciousness movement. This is not a planned activity. Prabhupada came out of the order. The order was impregnated with the plan of Krishna. That's how he revealed us. That he created the whole International Society for Krishna Consciousness from nothing, from $8 worth of 40 rupees at that time. Devotees, as we are following in this movement, we must understand the sincerity is based upon how much divine arrangement we are realizing in this movement. Is getting unfolded. Otherwise, the sadhu sangha is so much recommended. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Is lava to be considered a chance? Lava means fraction of a second. Is it a chance in Krishna consciousness? No. But because it is not easily explainable, it has to be revealed by our own internal meditation. It has to be revealed that everything is happening, not a leaf is moving without the will of Krishna. And if we simply ordinarily say that this is by chance, Krishna has no jurisdiction over that chance, little, second. No. Everything is under the control of Lord Shri Krishna. That is called by chance because it is understood very rarely. It is understood very rarely. So, lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Lava matra. It doesn't require very intimate, association. It does not require, the devotees, some have very intimate association of Srila Prabhupada, like Sudhakirti Prabhu, right? So much glorification you have. I cannot glorify, but I can try to make a meaning out of this Krishna conscious understanding. I don't have personal interaction with Srila Prabhupada. But yet I am his disciple. Was it by chance? Should I take it that it was by chance, by fluke? I was fortunate. Do you think it is good enough? No, then, what is my contribution? How do I serve this movement? I have been given opportunity to serve, and I don't think that has happened by chance. All my God brothers, they have helped me to serve this movement. They have given me opportunities to serve. So, in that sense, it's the good hidden fortune that has not been easily revealed is called chance. Right? But one has to understand what is his importance in the spiritual movement of Krishna consciousness. All right? So, lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Just by fraction of a second's association, everything will become perfect. And Prabhupada was capable. He showed us. He gave us the fruit within 11 years of his existence amongst us. So, now this chance is translated as bhagya. The brahmanda brahmite hoya kona bhagyavan jeev. Ya Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Now, what is the difference between chance and bhagya? Both are incomprehensible. They may be realized, but they are literary. What do you call bhagya? Good fortune means something like an obscure verbiage which doesn't carry much meaning. Oh, you are fortunate. But what is this fortune? We are fortunately unfortunate. Even though we have been given this opportunity to become Krishna consciousness, but we want to remain unfortunate. No. We mess up our opportunity of becoming Krishna conscious and act on that. So, it is the individual upbringing, that takes place. One becomes fortunate to being brought up in Krishna conscious surrounding that will give an everlasting impression upon him. He will not be a lost soul. He will not be a lost soul. He has more, what do you call, chances to become successful. So, we have to keep up with the opportunity of serving without any motivation, without any profit, pride, or adoration. Keep on serving, and Krishna will give the opportunity to associate with the devotees who can enliven our lives, enliven our Krishna consciousness, not on a stagnant level, but on a very active, proactive level and inspire us and keep on moving the movement. There are so many souls waiting, and we must take the opportunity to reach them out, reach out there, So, according to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. That's a fact. Brahmande Brahmite hoye. Brahmite means wandering. They don't have any direction where they are going. I have a direction. I'm going to New York. That's the way I'm moving on. The Brahmande Brahmite hoy. Kona bhagyavana jeev? Who will be that most fortunate person? Now, this is explained that bhagya is something which is never to be imagined. All right? It's not a preconceived idea. Bhagya means Krishna's mercy is flowing everywhere, but who takes up? That's the difference. You know the story of Lord Shiva and Parvati, wanted to benedict the beggar in Haridwar area. So they came in disguise, and Parvati was looking what Lord Shiva is going to do. So Lord Shiva picked up a big watermelon. And then Parvati says, "My dear Lord, a watermelon is hardly costing 10 rupees, No, you fill with jewels, make it more costly, and give it to the choice of my, these beggars." And Lord Shiva, okay. So he gave to one beggar and went. The beggar is thinking, watermelon? What am I going to do? You don't see watermelon here. These are the actual days that will quench our thirst. It's the hot days. But we have mangoes, not watermelon. And mango, they are not going to quench the thirst. It will increase more thirst. So, the person was thinking, well, I can sell it to him in 15 rupees. So he convinced other guy, do you have 15 rupees already collected? So why don't you take this watermelon? He says, okay. Right? Now, there is a divine or the providence which is in interacting. That even though you want to bestow any material benediction, it is not going to help a person. And therefore Shiva says, Parvati, you are making mistake again. He says, no, he will be okay. Then look what he's doing to his watermelon. You have filled a lot of jewels and he is selling in 15 rupees to other guy. That is called fate. According to Parvati, that is his fate. But bhagya means opposite of fate is providence. Ye kona bhagyavana jeeva. Providence is never prescribed. It is always at free will of the Lord. Providence means the free will of Lord Krishna. And that providence is being carried by pure devotee like Narada Muni. And therefore, they go and preach, become benefactor, and whoever is qualified, they will receive. So they will become beneficiary. So in this way, there is always a pre-calculated plan of Lord Shri Krishna from the very beginning. And whatever activities are transforming from that, it is divine. Parasha Shaktir Vividhiya Suruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. Parasha Shakti. In Svetasatara Upanishad, this is a very distinguishable character, that the Supreme Lord's energies, they manifest according to knowing the nature of the Supreme, the desire of the Supreme. He desires and everything manifests. Sa ikshati, sa iman lokan asrujata. He simply glances and whole material creation is coming about. He desires. So unless and until there is a conflict of desire, then nothing can be. So we have to be what they call benevolent, much more maniable. One has to become very conversant and maniable with Lord Krishna's desire, and then give him benediction or give him curse, whatever you like. But that is Krishna's plan, and Krishna will come and rescue him, them in that sense, Everything is done by Krishna, and Krishna's energies are so perfectly in tune that Krishna does not have to order his energies. Do this, do that. No. Swabhaviki jnana bala kriyacha. It manifests according to knowing the nature of the Supreme. All the energies are acting under that nature. Just like we can experience. If you are a very mild person, you want to help everybody, so naturally your energies will be dovetailed towards that activity. But that is the nature of the devotee, that he wants to become helpful to somebody and wants to teach him if he is very conversant or qualified to learn. So in this way, everything is under plan of Lord Krishna, and we say by chance. It is not wrong to say by chance, but it has a deeper understanding of one's meditation. Otherwise, why we say, oh, the leaf fall by chance? No. Or because it has dried out, that's why it fell down? Now why? What is the nature's law? Nature is not independent. Prakriti swam avashtabhya tadatmanam srujamyam. It is not by chance. Krishna says, under my superior energies protection, I appear. So how could he be ever to be estimated on material bhagya or curse? Right. But those who are materialistic, when they get cursed, then they will be terrified. That terror is created within him, but Narad Muni was not subjected to terrify them. Right? He is the well-wisher. And the terror brought them to their senses and apologized to Narad Muni. Then Narad Muni said, oh, don't worry. You will get what you deserve, but at the same time Lord Krishna is so kind that he is personally appearing to deliver you. So this is the Leela and to be understood, and this is the first in prelude of Krishna to appear. Narad Muni becomes the instrument or via media to give them the seed of devotion. That they get the curse that they will never forget. Their opportunity and remember Krishna, and they had to wait in that nakedness of the trees till he appeared. So thank you very much. Anybody has any question or comments? Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. How do I know what's Krishna's desire for me besides the Guru's order or the Vaishnava's order?
There is nothing like besides Guru's order.
Is there anything else? Can I know myself?
You can know only through your Guru's desire, and it will help you. We can't put our desire in front of Guru's desire.
We have a desire also.
Yeah, but just like Krishna consciousness is the ultimate desire. We have to become Krishna conscious, means we have our own consciousness which is misplaced, and we have to correct it and come on the line of Krishna's consciousness. This is the movement of Krishna's consciousness, not our consciousness, not Prabhupada's consciousness. Prabhupada never claimed that. So, the importance is that we have to be in line with Guru's desire, and you faithfully execute. Anya bilashita sunyam jnana karmadana vrutam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. Guru is the well-wisher, ultimate well-wisher, and he will instruct you to engage in certain activity. He must have observed you in your different capacities and carry on. It is simple, not complicated.
Will there be a time?
Huh?
Will there be a time?
Yeah.
That I will know Krishna's desire?
Yeah.
When you become Krishna conscious, even still you will have, according to Guru's
But
desire.
that is Guru's desire, is Krishna's desire. Otherwise, why the reflection can be perverted? Reflection is always perverted. But we are not going to reflect Krishna's desire over Guru's desire. No, it is never reflected. What Krishna has advised, our Guru, Param Guru has advised, and Guru's desire is that we have to become Krishna conscious after all. So more we engage in our activity that Guru has given for developing Krishna consciousness, for maturing in our consciousness. So
He says that we should be desireless.
that is, we have to give up our own desire, is desirelessness. But Krishna is full of desires. Guru is full of desires. And anything that engages you in Krishna's service, that is the valid point. A Guru does not have to give any other desire other than Krishna's desire.
So if a person, the only desire is according to Krishna's desire, if his
you become desireless.
Yes.
By accepting the desire of Guru and Krishna.
We cannot be desireless
You
without
can,
having
that's correct.
fulfillment of the
Yeah.
Guru's desire
Right.
being fulfilled.
That is correct. So the idea is that nobody individual, because Krishna is fulfilled, full of all desires, and his jiva is not full of desires. But there was a contradiction between the two desires. Ichha dvesha samuttena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge anti parantam. Because of a separate desire, ichha, which is against Krishna's, means is born out of hate, dvesha. Samuttena, they arise simultaneously. That put us into dvanda mohena, duality of existence, and sarva bhutani, without any exception, all of us have come in the contradictions of desires.
So Maharaj, even in the liberated state, one should fulfill the Guru's desire.
Definitely. Definitely. Guru accompanies the devotee even after liberation, because he has to introduce you to Krishna. He will accompany.
It's not like my body, you give up the Guru's.
A body is nothing to give up. You have to give the subtle body of desire. That's mind, intelligence, and ego. These are the seats of desire. Right? Good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dalai
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for wonderful realizations. So I have a question. Is it to be understood this way that Argya or good fortune falls upon us because of Krishna's will, whereas Durbhagya is because of Jiva's misuse of free will?
Yeah, it is explained that those who want to come under direct sunlight, they are all fortunate, but who is going to hide behind the cloud? That is called misfortune. Krishna is like sun, which is shining all over without any discrimination. Isn't it? So who wants to come under the direct sun? Guru doesn't impede the direct sunlight. He is not a cloud. But he can be a cloud to deliver the mercy from the sun. The sun's energy, the water vapor is rising and makes a cloud. So Guru becomes the cloud to carry on that the mercy to shower anyway. The Tranaya Karunya Gana Ganatvam. So this is the nature of the Guru. He is not an impediment. But for one who becomes a dense cloud of darkness, then the problem will be there. All right.
Krishna Maharaj, thank
Hare.
you for having with us. My question is, like you said, whatever your duty does, that is by the will of the Lord. That is corresponded in some
Can you speak a little slowly so I can understand?
You said the pure duty carries the will of the Lord. As you said, none is saved, none to be and because it was the will of the Lord. So I just want to know, like in case of this Jagai Malai, where the Lord wanted to kill them, but Nitya Prabhu saved them. So then, what was the will of the Lord in that case? Because this Jagai Malai was saved by the Mahaprabhu or by Nitya?
If you are a follower of Nityananda, follow him. There's no difference. If you like Nityananda, who is more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, go ahead. Because they don't have ultimate difference between the two, right, themselves. We may keep difference or our likings and our choice. But we are worshipping both Gaur Nitai. We are worshipping. Eno bine Nitai Bhai Radha Krishna Paite Nai. So, hang on. Many, even Srila Prabhupada gave only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the gift in Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj's Gaudiya Math in Mathura. As Prabhupada donated that deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. But we are told Gaur Nitai worship. In New York, Rambhadra put only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he gave up Gaur Nitai and he was in problem. Right? Never give up Gaur Nitai. Hari Bol. Jai Jagat Goswami Prabhupada ki.